Hello again, welcome to CruiseAway. Good to see you. This is holiday heaven. So stop whatever you're doing, take a break and let us whiz you off on amazing cruise and stay adventures around the world. I'm Derek.
And I'm Jo. Good to see you. We have such a great show lined up for you as we extend to you the warmest of cruise welcomes with Holland America Line. Now, if you like relaxed, classic, vibrant, musical and that home from home feeling on a cruise, you are in the right place.
You certainly are, and we have 3 adventures coming up that are hot tickets right now, heading to Europe for next year. Now we have a Med Collector's Cruise for May and a Traveller's Dream to Northern Europe for August, all of which are already booking up fast. So let's show you Holland America Line and its wonderful offering. First with a Mediterranean cruise which coincides with the total solar eclipse for August, which is so exciting.
Yes.
Lots of cruises are homing in on this spectacular and we're very excited too. It all begins with a flight over to gorgeous Lisbon in Portugal, a stunning city full of charm, wonder and discovery, and you'll be staying here for 2 nights before your cruise and you'll have the most wonderful time.
Oh yes, you can enjoy the Moria, one of the oldest neighbourhoods. You can enjoy, of course, the tile-covered stairways, the incredible wooden trams and everything else that is special about Lisbon. And then it's time to cruise on board Amsterdam. We're going to be on board for 13 nights, which is a wonderful amount of time to be cruising, especially being in the Med in August, you know, that beautiful summer weather. And Holland America Line is relaxed, vibrant cruising at its finest, all with that musical twist, because these ships really do have a focus on quality music, whether it's listening to some live jazz or the signature band, the Neptune Band, who play all around the ship, particularly on CruiseAway. And it'll be all your favourites as well. You know, there's so many different musical tastes that are taken into account when they plan the music schedule, which is wonderful. And that's one thing I really enjoyed working and being part of the family of Holland America Line was all of the different offerings they had, whether it be a string quartet, a live guitarist, a pianist, and again, those dedicated music venues such as Rolling Stone Lounge, which offers you live rock, pop and country music performances. Love that. The World Stage as well, which is your main theatre where you'll see the 2-story LED screen and innovative cruise ship shows. Yeah, something different every night for you. But the day-to-day, you know, just the feeling of living on board a Holland America Line ship is wonderful. They really do put a focus on enrichment and the culinary arts. So you can expect to learn how to make some signature dishes with the chef and party planner. That's a wonderful part of it. But just enjoying your menu in the dining room every night, you know, whether you're there for all your meals or whether you just, you know, go once or twice and then enjoy some specialty dining such as Canaletto and the Pinnacle Grill whilst you're on board. You will love it. The quality of food is excellent. We were just chatting about that before. I love the fresh, vibrant salad bar, the delicious morning offerings. In fact, they have an Eggs Benny station. We are cruising out of Lisbon then, and a day at sea is going to see us into gorgeous Alicante in southern Spain, well, northeast Spain, which is wonderful and very relaxed. Palm tree lined promenades, historic fortresses, vibrant plazas and some great shopping. You might want to head to El Corte Inglés or one of the many markets. We're at sea for the total solar eclipse, where above the open ocean you can see this incredible phenomenon as the sky transforms, the moon passes in front of the sun. Wow, daylight fading into darkness. Incredible.
In the middle of the day.
In the middle of the day as well. And this is followed by an overnight on board in the Catalonian capital of Barcelona, often known as Gaudi's Barcelona because of the incredible architecture from Antonio Gaudi, including the Sagrada Familia and the beautiful Park Güell up in the mountains. That's a must-see. Las Ramblas is thriving. Then it's Ajaccio in Corsica, Napoleon's birthplace. Gorgeous golden beaches, and of course being there in summer you'll get to enjoy them, won't you? And the Mediterranean is wonderful to swim in. You might want to do an Ajaccio City and Bonaparte heritage tour whilst you're there. Next up, it's Civitavecchia, the gateway to Rome for hundreds and hundreds of years, blending activity with Italian charm. Now, a Rome highlights tour where you can visit the Colosseum, St. Peter's Basilica, the Pantheon and all all of that and more on a day is a must, if you ask me. Bari's next in Italy. The old town with whitewashed buildings is so pretty, has this gorgeous charm to it as well, opening up to the seafront. Maybe take an old town walking tour and Basilica San Nicola adventure, where you can see it like the locals. Then it's Couture Montenegro, a medieval gem, definitely tucked into dramatic fjords as the sailing is really interesting. The old town and fortress hike is wonderful. You get to climb the fortress walls for panoramic views of the bay and those ancient cobblestone streets. Talking of ancient cobblestone streets, you'll find plenty of them in Athens, as you'll get to enjoy a 2-night hotel stay here, which is great. Head on up to the Acropolis for iconic views, of course, and the Parthenon. The museum as well next to the Acropolis is so fascinating, learning about thousands of years of ancient history in, you know, this amazing city. And after all of that, we're going to be flying you back to Australia with no doubt many stories to tell and lots of bragging rights.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, think of all of the things you would have seen by the time you get back. And you've been up there, on deck, out at sea, enjoying that total solar eclipse as well, which is one of the most magical experiences. And of course, you are seeing it out in the open there, where the sky is as big as it can be. And then in the middle of the day, suddenly, total darkness, which is going to feel very strange, like something out of a film. It's going to be amazing, though. It really is. Now, this is already a very popular cruise package, and just noting the date for a second, the 6th of August. Now, over in Europe, this is slap bang in the peak summer season, some of the most expensive times to be in this part of the world. You would never know it from the price I'm about to give you, though. And it's still available with a deposit today, but you will need to book soon with your flights included, the Lisbon hotel stay, your total eclipse cruise on the Oosterdam, and your Athens stay as well, with all the flights. Have a look at this. I just don't know how we've been able to manage to do this. Well, I do actually. There's no big secret. We have been in the cruise business for a long time, with an amazing relationship with the cruise lines, with the airlines, with tour operators, with hotel groups around the world. We're booking on behalf of thousands and thousands of people at the same time. That gives us a buying power, which makes you savings. Those savings are simply passed your way. And we do all the hard work. We do all the booking. This is a stunning trip for 19 nights. Flying to Lisbon in Portugal is a real treat in itself. 2 nights there in a hotel, and then swap the warm welcome of Lisbon for the warm welcome on board Holland America Line on the Oosterdam for nearly 2 weeks cruising in Spain, Italy and Montenegro. And you'll be able to witness that rare phenomena of the total solar eclipse while you're on board as well. The end of the cruise is the port for Athens, and we've included a 2-night hotel stay in the city before your flight back. And here's everything that's included for you to be able to book right now, and lots of people are booked on this one already. I'm not surprised at all. It's a phenomenal price tag. It's a price tag you'd expect to see out of the main tourist season, but never at this kind of time of year, because August is, you know, like the peak slot in the summer in the Med. So enjoy that, because it'll be amazing, and actually use that saving to maybe treat yourself to a balcony or a higher grade of cabin there. Call us right now, 1300 407 687. We will get you fixed up. Remember, there's no extra booking fee when you book with us here at CruiseAway, and that's the amazing thing. We just arrange all of your holidays. We do all the paperwork and all that boring stuff, so you can just book it and go on the holiday.
Yes, it's wonderful, isn't
Sounds
it?
good to
it's
me.
like having your own personal travel concierge.
Yes.
Well, we are cruising with Holland America Line in this show, and our next adventure is a Mediterranean collector's trip. It's 24 nights starting on the 31st of May with a flight from Sydney over to Lisbon in Portugal, the capital city, and full of magical sights to enjoy. And you'll stay here for 2 nights pre-cruise.
It's beautiful. Honestly, you go round and wander all of the old districts as well. Go into Alfama, go to Barholt, which is really lovely. It's a very walkable city. It's great fun, amazing shopping as well. You will love it. Cruise time again. And we're back on the Oosterdam again, which is wonderful. 18 nights this time, though, so an even longer cruise, which is wonderful.
Oof, fantastic. And that's, well over 2 weeks, giving you a real amount of time to experience Holland America Line life alongside all of these wonderful destinations. The great thing about Mediterranean cruising is it's very relaxed. You know, you're going to have, it's quite port intensive, but it's no pressure. You can do as much or as little as you want, and whilst you're on board, again, no pressure to involve yourself in any activities whatsoever, but if you do want to do it, they have everything from art lectures, so you can learn about the history of certain artists and purchase work to take home, through to really well-stocked gift shops with everything from luxury coloured gemstones and diamonds and fine watches through to your keepsakes and souvenirs, of course. Now, if you really want to treat yourself this voyage, how about the Neptune Lounge, or a Neptune Suite, which enables you access to the Neptune Lounge with your own concierge, canapes every day, coffee machine, you know, it's all there on offer, meaning you don't even have to venture down to the main reception to make bookings for things like excursions, because you have your concierge helping you out. It's just a wonderful little addition if you do want to upgrade. But, you know, the general quality of living on Holland America Line, you will notice, is really, really high. Just the plushness of this, of all the different lounges, just the thoughtful touches that make it feel like a home from home. The friendliness of the crew on board, you know, from your stateroom steward through to your dining steward every single night, you know, remembering your favourite drink at the bar and things like that. It's just wonderful. I mean, it really does feel very special.
And big plus for me, included room service.
Yes.
So when you have that lazy lie-in, or you just don't fancy going out in the evening, you can have your dinner in your stateroom. Amazing. Right, let's set off then on this 18-night cruise from Lisbon.
Yes, we're into Cadiz in Spain, first of all, one of Europe's oldest ports, actually, which charms with its narrow streets, its historic plazas and its shimmering seaside views. You might want to head into beautiful Seville for the day and see the Alcazar and so much more whilst you're there. Next up, it's Tangier in Morocco, which gives you Moroccan culture, but with quite an Atlantic charm as well, from Caspers to bustling Medinas. The tour to do here would be the Tangier City and Spartal tour, where you can see a little bit of everything, including the Casper, the Medina and the Cape. Valencia's next, and it does dazzle with its futuristic architecture. The Arts and Sciences building is amazing, but the Old Town too, the medieval quarter, the Quattro Serranos towers are also very enchanting. We are next into Valletta, and we've got an overnight here in beautiful Valletta, Malta, a fortified gem on the Mediterranean with Baroque palaces, harbours and so much rich history. You can head to Gozo for the day, the neighbouring island, which is so beautiful, and perhaps take the Upper Baraka Garden and Valletta City tour whilst you're there to wander the streets and see some lovely views. Salerno's next, and this is a great place where you can again, take it at your own pace to see some incredible history, such as Pompeii, not too far away. That's a full day tour, or even the lovely island of Capri by hovercraft. Then we're into Civitavecchia, the port for Rome, and wonderfully we have an overnight here, which will enable you to do not only a full day tour in Rome should you want, but then maybe back to Civitavecchia in the evening to wander the streets and have a nice, you know, dinner in one of the many restaurants, or you could even do Rome by night whilst you're there, which would be great. Next up, we are into Livorno. Now, this is the port for some of Tuscany's greatest treasures. You can head on out to Pisa and Lucca for a day tour. We can visit the Leaning Tower and explore Lucca's city walls and charming Tuscan hidden corners. Next up is Portofino, which enchants with its pastel harbour, its very fancy yachts and lovely coastal walks. Maybe the Portofino and San Fruttuso visit would be the one to do here, and see the hidden abbey. Next up, we're into Marseille. Now, Marseille is France's most historic port, and it blends a lot of old world charm with the Mediterranean flair that Provence is known for. And in fact, you can take the Old Port and Calanques tour, where you get to see the historical landmarks and Calanque Fords. Then it's Gibraltar. This is, you know, of course, famous for the iconic rock and the views that you'll see there. Why not take a tour which takes you up there and shows you the Barbary apes? You can ride the cable car and visit the caves whilst you're there too. Then we're going to cruise into Barcelona, where we'll disembark. We have 2 nights in the Catalonian capital. There in this time of the year is going to be lovely. And of course, I mean, my goodness, where do we even start with Barcelona? So famous for Gaudi's architecture, but also El Born, the Gothic district, is charming with its lovely tapas bars and Gothic architecture. So here is an overview of your epic adventure, flying into Lisbon, enjoying some days in Lisbon before we head through incredible Spain, Morocco, Malta, then into Italy, France, Gibraltar, and back into fabulous Spain, Barcelona, where we finish off with that mini break before flying you home.
And some wonderful scenic cruising there as well in Stromboli and Messina as well. So past the volcano and also past Mount Etna as well. So very, very exciting sights to see along the way. And this is just what the name suggests, really. It's a collector's edition of Med ports in all of those different countries and places. And of course, you've got the stay in Lisbon and in Barcelona as well. So Lisbon before and Barcelona after, and all of your flights are included as well. This could not be any easier a trip to book. It's already very, very popular. And at this price, I am not surprised. The deal is awesome when you consider that this is your flight from Sydney all the way over to Lisbon in Portugal. 2 nights there in a hotel, which you'll love. It's a beautiful city. And then 18 nights just collecting all of these different ports around the Med on the Oosterdam. Nice and low-key, nice and relaxed, nice and musical, lots happening. Overnight stays along the way in Valletta in Malta and the port for Rome. You're going to love that, so you can enjoy those for longer. Cruise ending in Barcelona, 2 nights there in a hotel before your flight back home. Places are getting more and more limited on this one though, so I would be quick. Here's everything that's included. You lucky, lucky people. And I say this so often because I look at these itineraries and it's sometimes when you see them written down, and then when Joe takes you through them place by place, you think, this is magical. There are so many places. You know, I've been to maybe 1 or 2 places along the way there, but you think of all the different sites you see and all the new places you're discovering. Of course, you can book tours in all of these ports if you want to, or you can simply head on into the port town or the nearby city, whichever it is, and go and explore your own way. It's such a free holiday. And I was thinking, with all the places on the list, you know, you could do this on a cruise like this, or the antithesis of this is lugging your cases, forever packing and repacking, a train to here, a flight to there, a coach to there. No, thank you. I just want to unpack once and see everything. Yeah. And this trip really does it for you. It really does. So call us right now, 1300 407 687. Now listen, if you've cruised with Holland America Line before, you already know how wonderful life is on board. If you haven't, you deserve to treat yourself. So with that in mind, our final offer in this show, we've got a grand voyage across Northern Europe. This is an epic journey over 32 nights. The 27th of August, you will fly over to magical Amsterdam in Holland. Such a wonderful buzz of markets, museums, nightlife and discovery. And you'll have 2 nights here in a hotel. It's just a jaw-dropping city. Oh, you got to see the iconic spots like the Rijksmuseum or Anne Frank House whilst you're there. Then you're going to take a scenic train to Rotterdam. And this is where you're going to be boarding the Rotterdam as well. And you got 20, yeah, I know. You got 28 nights on board, which is wonderful on this beautiful vessel, and an unforgettable voyage through Europe and beyond. Now, Pinnacle Class Holland America Line, which is their largest ship, still small by a lot of cruise line comparison standards, but launched in 2021, so she's very new as well. Again, music being the front and centre stage on Holland America Line ships, which is great. Rolling Stone Rock Room, where you can step into the pages of Rolling Stone magazine quite literally for a unique experience, which does really take you through rock history. And you've got the live band there bringing you all your favourite hits. You've got Lincoln Centre Stage as well, which is actually an exclusive partnership with the world's leading centre for the performing arts, which is in New York City. And you'll see outstanding musicians that often they fly on board just for certain cruises as well. Chamber music most evenings, as well as afternoon recitals. So it is all about the musical vibe on Holland America Line. And that also goes from one part of the ship to the next. You know, you're in the atrium and there might be some live music, or you might be enjoying having a cocktail in a lounge, and you'll find that, again, there'll be something that is tailored and specific to that experience. So it's very important for Holland America Line, as is their enrichment, as is all of the programs that they offer you from
you know, everything from learning how to do a napkin folding or towel folding or a crafting activity through to learning about the travel history of a certain port, you know, and again, they'll have world-renowned experts brought on board, specific to your itinerary. Maybe
Looks
you learn
amazing.
some cocktail mixing, wine tasting, that kind of thing as well. So we are cruising out of Rotterdam, and a day at sea is going to see us into lovely Maløy in Norway. First up, a quaint coastal town on Norway's rugged western coast, which offers you dramatic cliffs and panoramic ocean views as well. Maybe you're going to take the coastal walking tour here, where you can stroll the harbour and visit historic lighthouses. Next up, we are into Trondheim, and Norway's historic capital, which does blend beautiful medieval architecture, as you see right there, with a lively atmosphere as well. The Norwegians are very friendly, welcoming people. Some of the best coffee bars I've ever experienced. You definitely want to get out there. Honningsvåg's next, and this is right up in the Arctic's northern cape. So amidst a tundra and dramatic cliffs. And of course, you'll be experiencing the midnight sun at this time of year, by the way. You might want to take the Plateau and Sami experience, learning about the tradition. Talking about tradition, Tromsø is a place where you can really get into it and learn about it in the Arctic Cathedral and the Polaria Aquarium, learning about the native marine life in this part of the world, and indeed some of the lovely architecture there. Harstad is next up, and this is not normally seen on many itineraries. You might want to do the Trondenes Historical Church and Coastal Walk tour, where you can visit the medieval stone church. I think that would be a great one, and some lovely photos along the way for sure. We are into Leknes next up, and it's in the Lofton Islands, surrounded by raw kind of jagged, dramatic scenery, pristine beaches as well. Of course, being there in the summer, you can have a beach day in Norway, which would be wonderful. Next up, we're into Kristiansand, and this is a city really built across islands and bridges and steeped in a lot of maritime history, as you see displayed there. So you might want to head to the fortress or cathedral to learn about that, or one of the many museums on offer talking you through. Alison's next, and it's very enchanting, this port, and very pretty. You can see the puffins, and again, you might be lucky enough to see some local wildlife whilst you're here, because you're there in summer as well. So the city and Mount Axla viewpoint tour would be a great one to do to get an overview. Next up, we're into the Shetland Islands in Scotland, in lovely Lerwick, which will give you that feel of Scottish culture, but also with the rugged natural beauty. And definitely take a wildlife tour while you're there to see the seabirds. We're back into Rotterdam for the day, which is great. So time to explore, because of course when you're embarking you might not have had the time. Perhaps take the Rotterdam Highlights and Market Hall tour to do a spot of shopping and also see the best of what this port has to offer, and it is really wonderful. We have an overnight on board in Oslo next up, which is Norway's capital, which is very urban, but at the same time you see the natural beauty. And the Viking Museum would be fascinating. You know, I think part of the draw of this part of the world is to learn about these thousands of years of Viking history for many of us. So a particular highlight there. We're into Copenhagen next, in lovely Denmark, which blends canals and historic squares with that incredible Scandinavian design. Now, the city and Tivoli Gardens tour, where you can wander Niven's colourful waterfront and see the Little Mermaid, would be the one to do here. Kiel's next, of course, through the Kiel Canal, a city of maritime heritage. And the Kiel Canal, you can actually do a tour of that plus the city to visit the impressive canal locks, or maybe a cycle tour there. Then we're into Warnemünde, one of my favourites actually, a really charming little seaside town, but it's gateway to Berlin. So if you want to head to Berlin for the day, you can do by excursion or by train on your own. It's very easy to do it from the train station right there. Next up, it's Rønne in lovely Denmark, and this is on the Bornholm Island, known for its very enchanting cobbled streets and historic harbours. Now explore the medieval churches and coastline on tour whilst you're there. Gdansk is next in Poland, the Baltic coast, so it combines the incredible Hanseatic architecture with maritime history, and the thing to shop for here is the Baltic amber. They have whole markets where you can pick it up. at bargain prices. Klaipėda in Lithuania is next up on the list. We don't see this very often. Now, you might want to head to the old town for a little bit of sightseeing or see the Soviet nuclear weapons site, which I think that'd be worth a visit, wouldn't it? Quite dramatic to learn about this part of the world. Next up, we are into Riga in Latvia, which dazzles with its incredible Art Nouveau facades. Now, I really recommend doing a walking tour here, which is what I did, because that gives you the best idea of both sides of Riga, the Latvian and Russian sides. Next up, it's Aarhus in Denmark, and cultural hub full of canals, museums and historic charm. You might want to do the Highlights and Open Air Museum whilst you're there to visit the traditional houses and get a taste of the traditional culture. Now we're back into Rotterdam, where we have included your transfer back to the airport and some scenic cruising along the way here. Trondheimsfjord Fjord in Norway, the Northern Cape, Oslo Fjord. I mean, you'll see so much along the fjords here. It would just be absolutely wonderful.
Gosh, there's just so many ports there, isn't it? It's amazing. It really is. What a trip and a half. A wonderful combination of Northern Europe, the British Isles and the magical fjords of Norway, even a little bit of Scandinavia in there as well, and the journeying also to the hallowed North Cape with just so much more. We could talk about it for the whole show. Let me show you your price tag for this one, because it is an awesome offer. It feels almost like a bit of a world cruise sector, really concentrated on this part of the world. That's amazing. And again, I have to say that this offer has proven extremely popular and has already been booking up fast. Remember, a deposit today will secure your place. That includes your return Sydney flights to and from Schiphol Airport in Amsterdam. You've got a 2-night hotel stay in Amsterdam, then a train transfer, which is magical, from Amsterdam to Rotterdam, to join the Rotterdam for 28 nights full board with Holland America Line. And the cruise route, as you've seen before, is an absolute dream. And you'll love that homely feeling while you're on board the ship. The end of the cruise comes back into Rotterdam. We then transfer you back to the airport in Amsterdam. That's a lot of dams, isn't it, for this time of the day? And then we will fly you home to Oz. Here's all the details that you need. It is lovely. I was just thinking all the way through that. You get to the end of the train journey from Amsterdam to Rotterdam, you pick up a taxi and you say, "Can you take me to Rotterdam?" And the taxi driver says, "Well, we're already here."
Yes.
That'll be amusing, I'm absolutely sure. And it's brilliant. And honestly, the ship ports right in the city as well, right in the heart of Rotterdam. You cannot miss it. It's amazing. It's a lovely port as well, actually. So that should give you a little bit of time to have a little wander around if you fancy, which is lovely. And then you set off on this epic journey over 28 nights. It is lovely. Any questions, any changes you want to make to that itinerary in terms of the stays and the journeys? Of course, talk to the team. We can make it absolutely bespoke to you. 1300 407 687 is the number to dial. It really is incredible. And you know what? Holland America Line as a cruise line are stunning, and they have lots and lots of different opportunities, lots of journeys right the way around the world, really fascinating itineraries.
Oh,
as
wow.
well.
The itineraries that they offer. I mean, you've got to have a little look on our website, of course, cruiseaway.com.au, to get a real in-depth look at all of the different offerings. But some of the ones we highlighted in this show are unforgettable and offering you chances that, I mean, some of them I've never before seen on itineraries,
No.
some of the ports that we are highlighting for you. So, yeah, get them booked, get them in the diary, put that deposit down today.
And we've seen a lot of ports in our time.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of ports, let me tell you. Now, listen, we've been showing you Holland America Line in this show, but any cruise line, any of the major cruise lines, you can come to us here at CruiseAway and get the very, very best deals. Any ship, any destination, any date. You've got our number. It's there, toll free, 1300 407 687. And listen, if you're looking for some new inspiration, for more ideas, we're here every day to cruise away, and there's more on our YouTube channel as well. Have a great rest of your day. See you soon.
See you soon.